Hey everybody, how you all doing on today? I pray you guys are doing well. Happy Tuesday to you all. It is morning where I'm at. Happy day, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening. Happy day to you all. I'm jumping on real fast, guys, because I am making a vanilla bean birthday cake um, for my daughter. Her birthday is coming up this Thursday, and I just want to tell y'all something. My daughter is 25, my youngest one, the one that most of you guys are familiar with. My daughter that you hear a lot of times in the background. Her birthday, for some reason, I just always seen in January. It just don't never dawn on me that her birthday is coming up because it's 3 weeks right after Christmas, and so I'm just trying to simmer down from Thanksgiving and Christmas and and just trying to bring it all down. And then after a while, it's always like a few days before her birthday. Now, I actually did remember. I remember it like a week ago, and I said, "Oh my gosh, my daughter's birthday is coming up." Always seemed to it never be in the forefront of my mind that her birthday is coming up. She is the only person besides my niece that has a birthday during the winter time. All our other birthdays in the family, they're usually in the summertime, they're in the spring. But this is my baby. I mean, I had her. I had her. But yet I always seem to forget that the 11th is her birthday. And I just think it's because I'm just coming down from off of Christmas and I'm just trying to get my flow back. And then it's like, you know what? You're seeing her birthday coming up. You got to get moving. So that's what I'm doing right now. Another thing is that I celebrate her birthday, right? I celebrate her birthday, and I usually do it with just the immediate family, with her sister and myself, and I don't usually bring too many people around because in January I never set a party because you never know what the weather is going to be like. I never know if it's going to be snow on the ground, and you do all this work, you get everything together, and the next thing you know, it's snow. So, on her 20th birthday, I did give her a party. I said, I don't care what happened. I'm going to give my daughter a 20th birthday party. And I invited a small group of people over. And guess what? Everything was fine. And the next thing you know, the party had to be cut short because we getting snow on that day. The party was fine, but people actually had to leave out early because we were getting a certain amount of snow. So, it's just like, I'm going to give her celebration because she's 25. She's quarter of a century old now. Okay, she's quarter of a century old. But I think April or May, I'm going to give her a bigger party. I'm going to rent out a place and I'm going to give her a bigger party because it is her 25th birthday, and I would love to give her a birthday every single year. But we celebrate her birthday every single year. Just don't give her a party because you never know what it's going to be like. So yesterday I was out at the last minute picking up some last minute ingredients, to prepare this cake because I'm going to do this cake. But my vision, I'll be creating this cake, as I go along and see what it comes out. Um, I do have a vision for this cake, but I just don't know if it's going to play out. I'm getting this cake done now because I have a meeting at 3 o'clock. I have to be attending, and it's almost 11 o'clock. So I want to get started on this cake again. Sorry for the long intro. That's me right here. Okay, so again, this is going to be a vanilla bean cake, and what I'm going to do is let me show you what I have out here for the ingredients. And guys, forgive me because a lot of times I don't be paying attention. I'll just be dropping something, because I'm just doing what I'm doing, but it picks up so good on the sound, on the devices. So I just want to be mindful, if you guys hear a lot of, you know, paper unraveling and things like that. Please forgive me. I'm still learning as I go along that you can hear these things really good on the channel. So let me show you what I have. I have 3 cups of white lily flour. Now let me tell you something real fast, guys. This is white lily flour. I've been hunting for this stuff for about 2 years. I could not. I was first introduced to this, I think, when the pandemic started. And I said, I got to get me some of this. I seen this online, and it's supposed to be a really, really, really good flour. And I've had it around for 2 years. Now, I had this for 6 months, just using it. I had this for 6 months because I'm busy, doing what I'm doing in the other direction with, with the gift baskets and things like that, and tending to my other job and daughter. And I had this for 6 months. So this is the first time I'm trying this, and I just hope it works out really well. Um, with this cake, it's just a all-purpose flour, but it's a really, really good type of flour. And I'm just so eager to try this. But I had this for 6 months. I'm finally just getting around to using it. And what I usually use is this. I love this. I usually love swine is really good. So um, this is what I use every time I bake a cake, or sometimes I use all-purpose flour. But I love this here. So I'm going to be using 3 cups of the white lily flour. Okay. I'm going to be using 3 cups of sugar. I'm going to be using a cup of egg whites. And I did this morning. I separated my egg yolk from my egg whites. And this is a cup. And you can actually buy carton of egg whites in the store. I would prefer that way, so it prevent me from just wasting up egg yolks. I if I'm doing like a banana pudding or something like that, and I need the egg yolks, then I'll do it, a certain cake around that time. But you can actually go into the store and buy your egg whites in a carton, and you can just pour. But this morning, I just separated my egg yolks from my eggs, and I have 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, not soda, baking powder. And this is like 50%. I just wanted to tell y'all something. Now I watch my sodium, guys. I've been, the only medication that I had to take for my life has been blood pressure medicine for over the last like 10, 12 years. And so I watch my sodium because I've been off my blood pressure medicine. Praise God, praise God, praise God. There's been a prayer answered, and He actually just it was the divine hand of God that I'll tell you about it another time. I'm trying not to let this video play out too long, but it's by His hand that I'm off this blood pressure medicine, and that came through a time that I had consecrated myself into the Lord, and it was regarding something else, and then I got this is what came out of this also. So I thank God, and I thank Him for you know um, bringing me off of this or my blood pressure medicine. So what I use in the meantime is the like if I do baking like for myself, if you guys have an issue with sodium and things like this, I just basically found this not too long ago, about 2 months ago, 3 months ago. This is a sodium free baking powder if you do baking, because baking powder has a lot of sodium in it. It has a lot of sodium in it. So this is sodium free and it's still good. It just don't have the sodium. And this one is a reduced sodium. So you want to use stuff like this. We got to pay attention to labels when we're trying to reduce our sodium. And all this been well with me. Mine's is not really. I'm not gonna say my blood pressure is really sodium related, but I try to minimize my blood pressure going up, and it's just a lot involved with that. Let me just get back to the cake. And so this is I'm using this one today. All right, so it was 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. All right, and we got 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. We got a cup and a half of sour cream, and I'm going to be using a tablespoon of vanilla bean paste. And I'm going to be using my spray. I love Baker's Joy. I couldn't find it at the time when I bought this, so I'm just trying to use this up. But I do use Baker's Joy. That is a much better spray that I like for um, for my pans, my cake pans, and things I'm doing with baking. And I'm going to be using a cup of softened salted butter. If your recipe requires salt, you can most times not use the salt, but just use the salted butter. Because oftentimes when we're baking cakes, it requires unsalted butter. And then you add your salt to it. So I just don't want to put salt in and for some reason, it just seems like it's a different feel for me when it comes to monitoring my salt intake. So I'm just using the salted butter. And that, when you use your salted butter, you don't have to use the salt. Just use the salted butter. So it depends on the recipe. This is just a little freebie that I'm giving out, and you can, check into that on your own and make sure that it's right for your recipe. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is what is called the reverse mixing method. Usually, when you make a cake, you cream your sugar and your butter together, and you get it light and fluffy for about 5 to 7 minutes in your mixer or your hand mixer. You want to get your sugar and your butter creamed, and then you begin adding your other ingredients. You add your egg and your flavoring, and then your dry ingredients usually go in, or you alternate with your dry and your wet ingredient if you got milk or something like that. But I'm using what is called the reverse method, and this is to promote a more tender crumb, a more tender cake, and not so much of a dense cake. So what I'm going to do is just put my 3 cups. Ooh, I do that all the time. I put my 3 cups of okay, I'm putting my 3 cups of flour in here, and then I'm going to put my 3 cups. I don't think I pointed out the sugar, guys. I have 3 cups of sugar. If I didn't point it out, I'm going to put it in here. What I'm doing is I'm putting all my dry ingredients in here. And believe it or not, sugar is really considered a wet ingredient. It's considered a wet ingredient because when it's wet, it turns, it liquefies itself. So that's really, a what they consider in baking a liquid because it does what it does when it's wet. And so I'm putting the baking powder in here. And I was going to put this, just for the sake of time, I was going to put this on the mixer and just let it mix around. But I'm just going to hand mix it. You want to mix all of these ingredients together. You can do it by hand like this, or you can put it on your stand mixer or your handheld mixer and just, mix it around a little bit. Make sure your ingredients are well mixed up together. So what I'm going to do and what I'm going to share with you is, since I'm doing this here, just mixing it up really, really well, I want to take, let me put this over here. I think I'm going to come back once or twice. I'm going to take my stand mixer. I got to take it over here because my plug, I don't have a, can you believe it? I got a plug, but it's way over there behind the refrigerator. But I'm going to take my stand mixer and I'm going to take it over here where I usually mix my cakes up. I'm by the sink because there's a plug over there. And I'm going to take my butter. Let me just finish doing this. I'm going to, hold on, let me put you guys on hold so you won't have to wait so long. Okay, what I've done is that I mixed it up really well. And now the next thing I want to do is just get my butter. Everything is at room temperature. My sour cream, my butter, and my egg yolks. Everything needs to be at room temperature. And that's really key in all baking. You really should have, unless your recipe calls for something else, your eggs and everything should be room temperature because when it's cold, it doesn't mix well. Let me put this over here. So I'm going to do this. here. And then I'm going to take it over and mix it up. And then I'm going to come back to you because what it's going to look like, it's going to look like a crumb texture. And when you add your wet ingredients, then it's going to turn into your batter. So I'm going to put you guys on hold. I'm going to take my mixer over to the sink on the side of the sink there and mix my flour, sugar, and butter together, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, this is what you want here. You want it, or it should be looking like crumbs, like little crumbs. You see that here? Usually when you make your cake, again, you cream your sugar and your butter together, and then that's what you have. But this is, again, the reverse method to promote a more tender crumb and a more tender cake. So from here, oh, you guys can see because I can't tell. All right. And so what I'm going to do for here is mix my other ingredients as I need to incorporate them into this cake mix. And then I'm going to bring the batter back to you guys so you can see it. And then I'm going to fill my pans and pop them in the stove. My next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my this back over to the mixer. I'm going to incorporate my egg whites into it. And then I'm going to incorporate the sour cream and incorporate the vegetable oil, and then I'm going to add my vanilla bean mix, and that will be it, guys. And I'll bring the complete batter over to you when I'm done. Okay, guys, I'm back, and this is my completed batter here. It doesn't look grainy or anything like that. So this is my cake batter. I can't really tell, guys, what you guys are seeing from this angle, but this is my cake batter, and what I'm going to do is just divide it up between these three pans and pop them in the stove at I got the oven on 350. Okay, so I'll show you guys how to divide mine up. I usually take so I can get it, for eating cakes. I just take mine. Do it out this way. Make sure I get it all out. I don't get the sides because that wasn't inside the cup, so I put that back in. All right, so I get that. I'll do one. Then I do two. It's usually about 2¼ cups that usually can make it in to each pan. So I'm going to do the last one, and then I'll put you guys on hold again. I'll show you once they're completed. I only get what's on the inside of the cup. I don't get what's on the outside. That needs to go back in. And this is a little tedious. Yeah, this is a little tedious right here, but I want my cakes, and I actually can just throw. I can eyeball it because I do have a cake leveler. Like if the cakes are too, one is higher than the other, but I don't want to waste any cake, So I'm gonna try to do it as even as I can get it before having to do that. So I sprayed my pans, guys. I sprayed it with the Pam. Again, I like Baker's Choice, but they didn't have none at the store, so I'm just trying to use out my Pam spray, which is still good. The Pam spray with the flour. So this is what I'm going to be doing, guys. I'll be back once I get them filled up and ready to go on the stove. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, all my three of my pans are filled up, and they're about ready to go to the stove. And it took 2¼ cups of cake batter to go into each pan. And guess what I'm gonna do with the rest, guys? I don't promote eating. Disclaimer: I don't promote eating cake batter because of the raw egg. But guys, back in the day, we ate cake batter. After we made cake, we scraped the bottom. That was a treat for us when we were growing up. And guess what? I'm gonna scrape what is in there, and I want to eat it because if I must say so myself, this tastes pretty good. Okay, so oh, I'm sorry, guys. Ooh, sorry, I was just trying to get the ear bubbles out. So sorry. Okay, now I'm gonna go pop these in the stove at 350, and once they're done, I'll come back and let them cool. And this is just part one because I don't have time to. I have to give it time to cool. I got a meeting at 3 o'clock. I have to do. I still haven't eaten breakfast, guys. It's like after 11 o'clock. I just realized I haven't eaten breakfast. I did have a banana when I got up. I tried to get my potassium in. I ate a banana first thing this morning, and I had some water. But I'm gonna go back and eat me, maybe a small brunch, something like that. But I'll just come back once the cakes are done, and then I think tomorrow I'm going to do the icing and design the cake and all that stuff tomorrow. And the thing that I like to do once I make a cake, guys, I like to wrap them up once they cool. I like to wrap them up and put them in the freezer and let them freeze overnight. And then when you pull them out, see the when they start thawing out, when the cakes start thawing out, it brings moisture to the cake, so it promotes a moist cake as well. So I love doing that just for the simple reason that it adds moisture to the cake once the cake starts thawing out. Okay, and I'm gonna go pop these in the stoves, guys. So this is part one. I'll be back on tomorrow to do the frosting and all the other things what I'm gonna do. I'm still trying to work it out in my head because there's one thing I want to do. I don't think I'm gonna have time to do it, but I'm still working it out in my head. Hey everybody, I'm back with my cakes, doing Vanna White. I'm back with the cakes. They're a little hot, but these are done. And what I'm going to do is allow them to finish cooling off completely. And then I'm going to wrap them with some saran wrap and put some aluminum foil over top of that. And then I'm going to place them in the freezer overnight so they can get fully frozen, and then I'm going to allow them to thaw out tomorrow during the day tomorrow. And that again, as I said in my in the beginning of the video, that this promotes or that promotes um, moisture to your cake. It makes your cake a little bit more moist on the inside. So this is what I do with all my cakes. And I'll be coming back on, I guess, I think on tomorrow with the frosting and whatever I'm going to do to the cake tomorrow. I'll be doing that. And also, I did create some Valentine's Day gifts last night. I got my boxes from Hobby Lobby, and I'm waiting on the boxes that I ordered last week from off of Amazon, from off the site there. I'm waiting for those boxes to come in so I can create some other ones that I would like to show. On tomorrow. I think I'll be doing it tomorrow. I'm still trying to get everything organized over in my work area over here and just trying to put things away and sort things out. But I believe I'll be back on tomorrow just to show you guys what I have done so far with some of my gifts. And this completes the video, guys. So, again, I'll be back on tomorrow. And until that time, you guys be blessed. And if you see my shirt here, guys, let's walk in this. Okay, what does it say? I want to read it. You guys can see it. Okay, so be that. Along with me. I'm trying to be this the best way that I can. All right, so you guys can be encouraged and again be blessed. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Bye bye.